Ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is. Luke Mindpower's in the house. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to another podcast episode on the Luke Mindpower podcast. This time it's with a better version of myself, as a new version of myself, and we're so close to the end of 2024, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if you haven't noticed, I'm sure you have, because some of you guys have actually reached out and you're like, what's going on? How come there's no podcast? When's the next podcast being released? Well, today's your lucky day. If you're watching live, guess what? You're going to tune into the next episode of the Luke Mindpower podcast. I got a freaking announcement. I got engaged. Freaking shit's changed very much in the last 6 months. Freaking hell. My fiance got all these beautiful Christmas sweaters and stuff, and so we're really feeling the vibe here in New York. And one of my dreams was definitely to have or experience a white Christmas. I never experienced a white Christmas. You know what I mean? For some people, like, that's just not a big deal. It's too cold. I want to be in the summer and all that kind of stuff. And I was adamant, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I am looking forward to this. And I kid you not, it wasn't even snowing when I got to New York. And then as it got closer and closer to Christmas Eve, the weather started to change. And funny enough, look at this, follow the signs. I woke up 8 a.m., 24th of December, 2024, and I walked outside into the lounge room, and I looked outside over the Hudson River in Manhattan, and it was snowing. Well, actually, I couldn't even see the water much because it was snowing. And our whole balcony was full of snow. The tables and chairs were full of snow, and it was magical. Like, honestly, it was magical. It was something I've never experienced in my life. And I was like, this is Christmas, huh? You know, because I grew up in Australia every single year. Not that it was not good Christmases, or I didn't, not taking it for granted. Of course, spending time with my family and all that kind of stuff has just been such a blessing. But it was always warm most of the time. And actually, sometimes on Wigilia, which is Christmas Eve in Polish, it was always raining, So it was really a dream come true. But there's so much to talk about, guys, and I've been planting these seeds for you over the last few weeks on my social media platforms, letting you guys know that I'm going to, share the story of how I met my girlfriend, which is now my fiance. And we did make a decision, so I am kind of holding you guys in suspense. Right? And I'm going to share the story, but it's not going to be on this podcast episode. But I'll share a few little things. But, we have decided actually to share the podcast, share the story together. So most likely, the next episode of the Luke Mindpower podcast is actually going to be with my beautiful fiance, Yulita. And we're going to share the story. We're going to share. And because, I was actually thinking of doing it by myself. And then she said to me, don't you think it would be good if we did it together? Like, so people can actually and let me tell you, this is the thing that I'm learning about being in a relationship now and having a partner, because obviously I've been single, on this journey of solitude and personal growth in 2018. Many of you know, some of you don't, that I decided that, okay, I'm going to just be with myself. It's time for me to give a pause and have a break from relationships. And I always did. I had this perception and belief that if I met someone and they loved me, then I would be happy. That was the belief. And I was also comparing myself to the people that I was surrounded by, comparing myself to my friends and everyone else who was getting married or in relationships and all that kind of stuff. So I was really losing myself, and all these parties and events that I would go to would also cause me to lose myself, because one thing I didn't have was confidence, and I didn't have purpose, and I didn't have my own success. So direction, like, where am I going? What am I doing in my life? So when I would be asked those kind of questions of are you married yet? Or are you in a relationship? Or do you have a partner? All that kind of stuff. I never felt good within myself. I didn't even feel confident to answer those questions, So I just got a new mic as well. I have to be careful, because if I touch it and it turns red, it goes mute. So it's pretty weird. I don't really like it that it does that, because sometimes I touch the microphone. But anyway, so those are the situations, and I had to stop that, and that's why I really encourage you guys, wherever you are in your life, stop whatever doesn't empower you or make you feel good. If you're around people that don't make you feel good, get the fuck away from them. Stop freaking forcing yourself to be in environments that don't add value or complement your life. And sure, do your due diligence. Do what you need to do. Communicate with your family. Take some sort of action to let them know how they make you feel or whatever the fuck ever, right? But eventually, if it pisses you off too much and you feel like you're being triggered or it's constantly annoying, move on. You know, maybe you need a break from these people that you've known all your life so that you can find yourself, so that you can build yourself, so that you can become who you were born to be and not be freaking restricted or pulled back because of other people's energy. And so, you know, again, I'll always remind you guys that it's funny. Actually, I'll know while I remember. You know, there was a message from someone who on Instagram, and I like not that I'm feeding into the negativity or anything like that, but I think it was really interesting because what they wrote was that, you know, as an influencer, as a motivational speaker, as a life coach, as someone who is pushing information out there of positivity, live your dreams, live your best life, the message came across as if like, you know, what I'm sharing is causing people to live in fear of them not achieving what I'm achieving or them not achieving more than what you've done so far. That's not up to me, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't here to tell you how to live and for you to feel like, oh my gosh, Luke is doing this and Luke is doing that. Who gives a fuck what Luke is doing? I'm just being myself. Whether or not you choose to go deeper within yourself and ask yourself the question, am I really living my best life? It's not about me projecting fear into your brain for you to think, oh shit, maybe because what Luke says makes sense, or maybe because what Luke is doing is right, maybe I should change my life. Change your fucking life because you decide to, because you feel it within yourself. Ain't got shit to do with me, you know? So again, everybody has a story. Everybody has a different level of awareness, of perception of their own trauma, their own experiences. Everybody is looking into reality through their eyeballs, through their bloody subconscious mind, okay, and has a specific lens that they're looking through. Because people see things how they are, not how you are, how they are. When you understand that, man, then, you know, you are not triggered as much. You're a lot more grounded, a lot more peaceful. You know, you're able to see things from a higher vantage point, from a different level of awareness. And that's why I always come back to self-love. I always come back to unconditional love for myself, because when I have unconditional love for myself, I don't judge others, you know. And then when I do get triggered or I, you know, feel responsive or reactive or whatever, then I know I need to look deeper into that. I know I need to like process something, or I know I need to, you know, understand someone better, or see if I can see things from a different point of view, whatever, right? But it doesn't not happen. And what I was just explaining to you is just to help you to really look into yourself more. You know, my platform is here to inspire, to motivate. Whether it resonates with you, whether it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't listen to Tony Robbins fucking 24/7. I don't listen to Lewis Howes and Trent Shelton and Dean Graziosi and Les Brown and Lisa Nichols and Bob Proctor and Jim Rohn, and the list can go on all the time. I might see a reel or something and listen to a quote that they say or some 30-second video and shit. I might go, oh, that's interesting, that's inspiring, cool. You know, but I don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, look, you know, they're so successful, so because they're like that, you know, I'm going to feel less than. You know, when you know your worth and you know your power, there ain't no fucking fear. You can easily lose yourself and look at other people about how they're living their life and what they're putting out there on social media. I mean, even though social media is such a big deal, you know, right now, technology is ridiculous. There's heaps of people that don't use it and that are successful, right? It's whether you want to get on and get on the bandwagon, as they would say, get on the train, you know, get on the cruise ship, you know, get into your boat and steer it in your direction. Well, guess what? It does give you a lot of freedom, you know. I never knew that I'd be in New York at the end of 2024, engaged to a beautiful, beautiful woman. Again, manifesting my dreams, looking forward to the future, you know, having our own family, living our best fucking life, you know what I mean? Supporting each other, encouraging each other. Sure, you know, I'm learning that relationships are a work in progress all the time. There's always stuff that you need to talk about. There's always something that triggers your partner, or they trigger you, you know? And it's actually really powerful because, as I'll explain in future episodes as well, it also brings up more triggers in me that aren't healed yet, which is really powerful for me, because if I wasn't in the relationship, then I wouldn't be triggered, you know? So, but again, what it also comes back to, and I can relate to so many of you that have been through toxic relationships or been through really hard experiences in relationships, and you've probably given up and you're like, fuck love. I've been married twice or 3 times or whatever the case may be. I'm not going down that road again or whatever. And that's fine. Proceed with caution. Learn the lessons. That's the whole purpose, you know? And I must say that I've done things a little bit differently now, because I used to always be in a hurry and hurry up and this and that. So I've made I have made progress, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is the last time it's happening. That's for sure. Last time I got engaged, it took me 1 month. This time, 6 months. So that's after 12 years. That's a good effort, Luke. You know what I mean? But come on, you know, I'm 40. I'm not here to waste my life. I'm not here to muck around. You know what I mean? I do want to have my own family, and I've met someone who is also that inclined, that is open to that, and that is, you know, just open to live our dreams and do it together and build together. You know, and that is probably one of the most fucking amazingest feelings and greatest achievements, or like, just, it's such a gift to meet someone who's on your frequency, who gets you, who isn't afraid to say sorry. I'm not afraid to say sorry if I say something or if I make her feel a specific way. You know, the ego always comes up, but I'm not here to be in a relationship that causes conflict, or that we argue, or that we, you know, are putting each other down. What's the fucking point of that? I'm not. If that's the kind of relationship you want to be in, well, fucking get used to being treated like shit. Get used to being disrespected. Get used to not being heard. Get used to the lack of communication or self-compassion or compassion or empathy. You know what I mean? So that's why I just keep pushing. When you learn to love yourself, everything else will fall into place. The secret to success is self-love. You know, from my point of view, other people live different lives. I'm saying, if you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you've been attracting unhealthy relationships, if you've been rejected, if you feel insecure, if you don't feel confident in yourself, I'm telling you, the answer is learn to love yourself, right? Because when you learn to love yourself, you never want to be anyone else. And then what will happen is you will always choose you. You will always put yourself first. And when you put you first, eventually you will attract someone else that also puts themselves first. And then when you meet them, it is fucking like a firecracker. Pow, 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 pow. Fucking good. You know? It's like bang, bang, bang. It's like everything is connecting, and it's a match. Game, set, match. You know? Wimbledons and shit. US Opens, tennis. Game, set, match. So I tell you, the one thing that stops us from achieving our goals and dreams is settling for less than what we deserve, you know, because it takes too long, because, you know, I don't want to wait. I want it now. And it's like, well, settle for bullshit now then. You know, if you don't want to wait another 3 years, 6 years, 9 years, 12 years, guess what? Some of you are probably have not been in a relationship for 10 years. Some of you have probably been so hurt and in really abusive or fucked up situations in the past that you chose to say, hey, you know what? I ain't risking my life for no one's satisfaction anymore. I'm not willing to go into anything and get manipulated. I don't trust people anymore. So it's been 10 years, 12 years. Guess what? My question to you is there a little part of you that still yearns for that love, still yearns for connection, still yearns for some sort of touch or some sort of time or some sort of being seen, heard, appreciated, anything like that? Is there anything like that in you? Because I believe deep down we all have that. But when you've been taken advantage of and you've had so many bad experiences, I can appreciate that you would just lose hope. You know, but again, the deeper question, ladies and gentlemen, is if you have taken the time to be with yourself, to go, you know what, it's time for me to spend with me. I've given my life. I've poured into other people. I've said yes to others. I've been a people pleaser. I've never done things for myself. Well, now fuck you, I'm going to be with myself. No one's going to be able to touch me. No one's going to hurt me. No one's going to break my heart. No one's going to get that close to me to be able to take advantage of me, manipulate me, or hurt me any freaking way. And rightly so. My question to you is, if, digressing to what I was telling you before, if there is any part of you that feels like they yearn to be loved, they yearn for that connection, they yearn for touch, they yearn to be seen, appreciated, hugged, affection, then my question to you is, how much work have you done on yourself since you have been with yourself in order for you to attract what you believe you deserve? Think about that, okay? Because many of us, this is the problem. We don't go into other relationships. We pause that in our life. We say, that's it, I'm done. It's not going to happen for me. I'm over it. I'm just going to be with myself. Cool, be with yourself. But if there's an inkling that you want that love for yourself, you wish, you hope, you pray that there's a possibility that you might meet someone that is finally a good person that wants to grow with you. Doesn't matter where you're at in your life, 65, 70, 75, 80, doesn't fucking matter. Don't make excuses. Don't go, oh, fuck, I missed the boat. It's too late for me. Bullshit, okay? Whatever you think, you're right. You think you're too old to live your dreams. You think you're too old to change your job. You think you're too old. You think you've been doing something for too long. You think you've been too scared for too long. Good. That's your life. That's your prerogative. That's what's going to happen if you keep thinking this way, right? But if you change that thinking, guess what? The possibilities, man, of what kind of life you could live for the rest of your life, wherever you are, they're amazing, exciting, you know? But again, in order for you to attract better into your life, you have to become better. And if you're someone who hasn't been in a relationship for a long time because you're scared of getting hurt, well, if there's an inkling that you do want to attract something like that into your life eventually, then you want to ask yourself the question and go, well, what kind of work have I done on myself? Have I become a better version of myself? Have I grown in self-love? Have I healed any of my insecurities and fears that actually attracted the bullshit in the start? Because a lot of the issue for us that choose, okay, that's enough, too many toxic relationships, been fucked over too many times. Hey, there's a reason why you attracted them into the first place, into your life. You're part of the reason. It's not just their fault, right? There was a reason why we were allowing, tolerating for so many years. What was that? What kind of behavior pattern is that? Oh, all right. Oh, that's a bit of an odd behavior. Why are they treating me like that? Fucking 3 years later, still getting treated like shit. Why? What is that? Is it a familiar cycle? Programming from your childhood, from how your dad was fucking treating you or your mother, or what you witnessed your dad doing to your mother, or what you witnessed your parents living, what kind of situation the household was in. And so that's familiar to you. And so now you attracted that into your life and you don't even know how or why. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of your mind, okay, the power of what's familiar, your reticular activating system of your mind, you will start to see things that are familiar to what you are. And what you are is what you've been through. Whatever you've been through is what your mind is programmed with. Your subconscious mind is programmed from all the shit that you've been through. And then that's why Earl Nightingale says it clear as daylight, you become what you think about. And your subconscious mind is full of thoughts and experiences, which are energy, which is what you've gone through in your life. Does it make sense? Am I making sense? Are you feeling this shit? You better share this with 5 friends. If you're watching right now, you're watching live, wherever you're watching, make sure you share this with some people because we need some more self-awareness, some more positivity. We need some more motivation. Some more people need to wake up to their greatness. You're listening to the Luke Mind Power podcast. And you know what? It feels good to be fucking back. And man, I'm telling you guys, you better freaking watch out, man, because 2025, I'm coming harder than ever before. And, you know, I was actually thinking, I was like, I wonder how my approach is going to change because I'm now in a committed relationship. I wonder if like Luke is going to like settle down, you know, I wonder if he's going to become more like mellow and like, oh, he's in a relationship. Wow. I'm going to be fucking stronger, right? That's the whole point. You're supposed to be stronger, more powerful, more motivated, more inspired, more successful because you have someone in your life that has your back. You have someone in your life that inspires you, adds value to your life. That's the whole point of a relationship. Not for someone to bring you down and drain the shit out of you. Makes sense? So I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I'm excited to help more of you guys join my coaching programs, help you to become extraordinary speakers, help you to overcome your trauma and your pain and build self-love. And if you're watching right now and you want my latest self-love training, I've been sharing it all over my social media platforms. Just send me a direct message, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Send me a direct message, write the word love22, and I'll send you our latest self-love training. It's free. All you're going to do is just message me love22 and I'll send it to you, okay? But that is the start, man. That was the start for me. 2018, I learned to love myself. What happened after that? Man, started putting myself first. Started becoming self-aware. Started respecting myself. Started believing in myself. Started looking at myself in the mirror and going, fuck you, man. You're amazing, bro. You can do this shit. You can believe in yourself. You can change the way you think. You don't have to let other people's opinions of you control your life. It all starts with you, as I learned early on in my journey with Trent Shelton. He would always say the same thing. It all starts with you. It all starts with you. And it's like, what's in your way? And so many of us say the same thing. It's me. It's me. I'm in my own way. Really, it's not you. It's your habits and it's the way you think. And that neural programming that you have within your subconscious mind, man, there's a lot of like pathways, which let's call them a road network. Like if you've been to Chicago, for example, or even Dubai, and you see the roads there, like LA, for example, there's like fucking roads on top of roads, man. It's like this bridge and that bridge and this and turn right. And then you've got Google Maps on it, it's telling you to turn right. And then you miss the turn. And all of a sudden you got to reroute and it takes you fucking 30 minutes to get back on the highway. That's what a lot of us have in our brain. All of these neural pathways, like roads going all over the place. And a lot of them are fucking taking us nowhere. A lot of those roads that we've created from our own experiences and not from even knowing the power of rumination and what happens when you repeat something over and over and over again, eventually you become what you think about. Eventually all that programming, a lot of us do it ourselves because of these shit experiences that we went through, whatever was hurting us, eventually becomes our brain, our mind. And so it's important for us to become aware of like, okay, repetition. I was talking on our coaching session today with our Superpower Mastermind members. And I was like, listen, man, all the past is repetition. You being in a toxic relationship, which I've heard because I've had so many clients that I've worked with through these experiences of being in a toxic relationship where one of the partners keeps telling them that they are a piece of shit. You are fucking worthless. You're a worthless piece of shit. You're never going to find anyone better than me. You're never going to be successful. You're never going to make it on your own. You can't do it. You're not fucking enough. You're ugly. You're fucking shit. And basically doing that to them all the time, fucking day in. And some of these relationships went on for fucking 5 years, 10 years. I think to myself, how could you stay in an environment like that? Because it was all I ever knew. Because they paid the bills. Because I didn't know how to leave. Because I was scared. All right, these are all valid excuses. What my point is what has that done to your brain now? How is that? Almost hearing that all the time, you eventually fall into this deep, dark depression of that's who I am. That's my reality. It's been punched into me so much, like a punching bag. Bang, 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 bang. You're shit, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. Imagine hearing your shit every fucking day and then expecting you to be successful like, I feel wonderful today, but I've just had that shit knocked into my freaking subconscious mind for the last 5 years. Hearing the same shit, I'm shit. And then what happens is you just start to believe it. You start to believe it. He's like, wow, fuck, maybe I am shit. Maybe they're right. And that's the sad part. That's why I'm so passionate about the Luke Mind Power podcast. I'm so passionate about inspiring you. I'm so passionate about helping you become aware of the power of your mind. I'm so passionate about helping you become successful. I'm so passionate about helping you fucking fight back. Fight back, man. Fuck that shit. You're not the past. You're not what you went through. You're not what happened. You're not a victim of that. It's about you coming back into the present moment, looking into the vision of the future of who you want to become and living from that place. Make decisions from the higher version of yourself. Make decisions from the version of yourself that's already successful, which can be quite delusional in some ways. You can go, what are you talking about, Luke? There's nothing else but this time now. As we transition from the past to the future in the same moment. There's not even a present moment. It's just fucking here. And you're going, think from the future. I'm like, yeah. Mindset, ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe it, whether you don't. You can say, as my fiance will say, is skipping time, quantum jumping, skipping timelines and shit. There's a future version of myself that has everything I ever dreamed of fucking in 5 years' time or in 2 years' time. All right, man. Guess what? Don't even have to believe that. You can just go, that sounds like ludicrous. That sounds like fucking woo-woo bullshit. That whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you want to adapt to it, adjust to it, use it, up to you. What makes it easier for you to achieve your goals and get to where you want to be? Thinking from the shit version of yourself 5 years ago that's really, really unhappy and really struggling and fearful and doubtful? Is that the version of you that's going to get you to where you make the right decisions, of course? Because you've got to change your habits. You've got to change things in your reality. You've got to change the way you show up every single day if you want better results. So is the old version of you going to give you those results? Is going to give you that motivation, inspiration every day? Or is there a future version of you saying, get the fuck up now. You're strong enough. You're powerful. You can do this. Don't doubt yourself. Yeah? Answer the question. You know what I'm talking about. Man, it's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to be alive. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. Thank you for joining me. This was a solid piece of energy that I'm spending with you. And I'm really, really excited to continue being consistent because I haven't had a break on the podcast. I've been consistent since 2019 in August when I started the Luke Mind Power podcast. So excuse me for taking 4 weeks off. Nah, but for real, like I wasn't used to it, to be honest, because I was like, nah, I want to be consistent and stuff like that. But, with Christmas, the holidays, family, getting engaged, spending time with my partner, it's just been a blessing to slow down a little bit. And as you can have just experienced, I'm on another frequency. You can feel it. I know you can. And I'm excited to enter the new year, 2025 as well. Special happy birthday to my goddaughter, Olivia, in Australia as well. Pretty sure she turned in 16 or 15, one of them. But happy birthday, Olivia, if you're listening. But I'll get on a call and I'll give you a call anyway. But yes, so anyway, guys, have a happy new year. I might do another episode before actually, hang on, what's the date? 31st, 29, 30, 31st. There might be another podcast. I might squeeze another one in just before the new year. If not, I will definitely be back first, second, or third day of the new year, 2025. I'm super excited to continue this journey with you and to keep inspiring, keep motivating, keep helping you to wake up to your greatness. I'm very, very grateful for all of your messages and your support and your comments and shares and your DMs that you send me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, on YouTube. I get just so many messages from people extending their gratitude of like, you changed my life and thank you so much for dancing and thank you so much for showing up and speaking and all this kind of stuff. So I'm very, very, very grateful that I'm receiving these messages and that my work is reaching so many people. And I'm really enjoying my life. And once upon a time, it wasn't like that. I was kind of lost. And I just want to remind you, surround yourself with people that are enjoying their life. Surround yourself with people that are genuine, that are different, that are growing, that want to be better, that want to expand. But like I mentioned that message earlier on the podcast, don't lose yourself to thinking that you have to live a specific life if it's not in you. No one's forcing you. You're here, and that's why the one thing that can happen is you lose yourself to exposing yourself to too much social media, and then you fall into the trap of thinking that you have to do what other people are doing, and you don't have to do shit, man. You have a soul. Okay, you have a spirit, you have an intuitive divinity, a divine power within yourself that knows where it's supposed to go. And if you just so choose to reconnect yourself, you will be able to make better decisions for yourself. You will trust yourself more, and you will not be lost in the exterior world. You will follow your destiny, you will follow the right path, and you'll make the decisions not based off fear, but based off your truth, because you will know yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. I will see you on the next episode of the Luke Mind Power podcast. And if you love this, please leave me a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And make sure you share this with your friends. Share it on social media platforms. Tag me as well so I can reshare it on Instagrams and Facebooks. And I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'll see you on the next episode. Let's freaking go. Come on, man. Love you guys. See ya. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you're ready to grow and reach your full potential and find inner peace, send me a DM that says, I want inner peace, and I'll send you the next steps. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. When you change your mind, you change your whole life. So don't hesitate and send that DM over to me. Myself and my team can't wait to meet you and witness your transformation in full glory. See you next week.